Hello everyone, welcome back. My people, something is cooking in Nigeria. Tinubu and co are panicking. So yesterday, Peter Obi hosts closed door meeting with GOODLUCK JONATHAN. And ever since then, Tinubu supporters, they are running helter-skelter. So according to Peter Obi, he said that today, which is yesterday, in Abuja, I met with my very dear elder brother, statesman and leader, former president, GOODLUCK JONATHAN. We had a fruitful closed-door meeting and discussed the state of our dear nation, PO. So, Tinubu supporters, they really want to know what Peter Obi and Jonathan discussed. Like, these people are kind of confused. They even say that Peter Obi is confused. Peter Obi don't know what he's doing. Like, they are fighting so hard. So, no, the party Peter Obi will be using to contest for presidential election in 2027 so that they will go and destabilize it. Like, Peter Obi is confusing them and they are saying it that they are even confused. Hey, my people. Like, Peter Obi will keep confusing them, honestly. And another story, my people, according to David Hundinyi, he said that Nigeria government will face a popular revolution and collapse in 2027, and they are going to use Sowore to achieve that. According to David Hundinyi, he said that Sowore is an American intelligence contractor and a very dangerous national threat. This is loud, my people. People are saying that David Hundinyi needs to provide evidence so that Nigerians will believe what he's saying. But in this video, I would love you guys to listen and hear what Rufai, Dr. Bati, and others have to say concerning all this matter. Take a listen. Do well to subscribe for more updates, like the video, and also leave your thoughts in the comment section.
By taking reactions to the closed-door meeting between former President GOODLUCK JONATHan and Peter Obi, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate in Abuja. The meeting was has fueled speculations about potential political alignments ahead of the 2027 general elections. Peter Obi, in a post on X, described their meeting as fruitful and called Jonathan an elder brother and statesman, while the specific details of the talks were not revealed by either party. Analysts suggest it could, be a preliminary step towards forming a broad coalition for the upcoming elections. Well, in the meantime, following his private meeting with former President GOODLUCK JONATHAN in Abuja, Peter Obi attended a support group summit and a book launch. In his remarks, Peter Obi spoke on the critical importance of electoral reform as the foundation for a prosperous Nigeria, arguing that it is essential for driving economic growth, creating jobs, and improving key sectors like health and education. He also urged young Nigerians to actively participate in the democratic process.
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental than even what they do when they're in office. If the process is faulty, you're likely going to have bad governance. You're not likely to have corrupt governance because the process through which they come into office is corrupt and they will sustain the corruption. If it is bad, it is going to be bad because there's no way people can come from a bad process and do the right thing. It is time for us to say enough is enough because that process, faulty process we're allowing, is allowing poor education of our children, allowing increased infant mortality because of no primary health care, allowing hunger, despair, unemployment. So this is time for us to know that fighting the electoral process and making sure it's right is about fixing what is bad in our country. Thank you.
All right. This meeting and, of course, the photographs have, elicited some reactions on X, and I'll take some. This is from Richie X, who wrote, "Great to see Peter Obi and GOODLUCK JONATHAN uniting for Nigeria's future. The focus on electoral reforms and youth engagement in ensuring our votes count. A new Nigeria is truly possible." Another X-user wrote, "The greatest political mistake GOODLUCK JONATHAN will ever make in his lifetime is to allow them push him into contesting for the president of Nigeria again. Not only will Jonathan be embarrassed heavily at the polls. He will forever lose that toga of honor and respect he's earned himself by relinquishing power to Buhari when it was the most difficult thing to do. Jonathan, as of today, is a global statesman who's earned himself a deal of good reputation. One wrong step is enough to ruin it all. Another ex-user wrote, "Dear Peter Obi, I humbly request an alliance with Goodluck Jonathan on the forthcoming general elections. You have a clean record, and Jonathan has a record of prioritizing human lives over his political ambitions. Nigeria has bled enough. Nigeria has a lot of intensive leaders who care less how many lives are wasted as long as they maintain their political positions. We need a change. We need people with human hearts. We need a nation where politics isn't a do-or-die affair. We want to travel without fear or being stolen from our vehicles into the bush. We want to do business without spending much on generators. We want to graduate and have jobs. We want an environment that gives room for innovations, not like a dream killer. We want house and land agents to be banned." That was funny. "We want quality primary and secondary education and properly funded universities. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Finally, another ex-user wrote, "The news of Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi meeting behind closed doors in Abuja is certainly noteworthy, and it invites a lot of speculation about the topics at hand. Such meetings between prominent political figures often carry significant weight, whether it's about strategy, national issues, or collaborative initiatives. While the details remain private, the very act of convening signals a willingness to engage, discuss, and possibly influence the direction of ongoing political and social conversations in the country. It is a reminder of how leadership operates not just in public forums, but also in quiet, deliberate spaces where dialogue, negotiation, and reflection happen." I like that tweet. Rufy on fire.
Okay, I mean, the truth has to be said. See, I see that tweet. We all want all those things. We want a better country, we want power, we want this, we want that. Politicians, yes, they play a very major role. And that's why this meeting between Peter Obi and Goodluck Jonathan is generating a lot of buzz, which automatically it will generate a lot of buzz. Dr. Bat say nothing has been reported. I don't think two politicians will meet if there's nothing involved. I don't think that we didn't get the readout of the meeting. But I'm not sure they will not still broach the matter of our country or politician.
Yeah, that's why Peter Obi posted.
And Peter Obi will say, "My brother, this is our country." We are going to broach that matter.
Okay.
But you see, like I said before, what is certain is this. Our politicians need to come together in the interest of our country, number one. Number two, we must have a very robust contest in the next election. I am for contests. I don't want a case where one political party just feel that they will reign supreme and use the power of incumbency and wipe everybody away. And that's why when the APC did emerge as a coalition in 2015, a lot of people said it was a breath of fresh air. Yeah. So if they are talking about possible coming together and all of that, in the interest of Nigeria, not in the interest of self, I think it's not a bad thing. And as regards, okay, just quickly as I wrap up, and as regards Jonathan running again, some people have said to be able to keep his integrity, maybe if they said that to Mahama will not be president today. He has a right to run. Why he says, maybe somebody has been running since 1993.
Yes.
Somebody has been running.
I know that person. All right. Then.
And the person will still run again.
Well, the race is ahead of us at this moment, right? I mean, it was good to see that picture, great optics, because the conversation has been loud, whether or not Goodluck Jonathan is going to be out there. And, we'll follow up on the conversation as always. Well, shall we take another story now? Investigative journalist David Hundinyi, in a post on X, speculated about a future political collapse in Nigeria, citing a 2010 report from the Rockefeller Foundation that he claims predicts a popular revolution and government failure in Nigeria in 2026. Hundinyi alleges that the Rockefeller Foundation is a front for the CIA and that a new puppet leader is already being prepared He specifically accused activist Omoyele Sowore of being an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor, speculating that he is intended to be an initial figure in this process before a permanent leader emerges. And I would like to read David Hundiny's tweet. He wrote on X, "The Rockefeller Foundation, which is a CIA front, literally has a report published in 2010 which predicts that the Nigerian government will face a popular revolution and collapse in 2026. Now, that collapse may or may not happen in 2026, but you know that ahead of when it does, they already have a new puppet lined up. My immediate guess is that the orange beret wearing revolution now numpty is the actor who has been cued to play the intermediate piped piper role while they incubate their Nigerian Zelensky, Bobby Wine, whoever that may be. Which is why, as many times as the Sowore will open his mouth in public, is as many times I will also loudly point out that he is an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor." Very, very strong accusation, Dr. Abati, don't you think? But let me take a reaction to this tweet. This is from Mr. Innocent, who wrote, "Destabilization isn't unique to Nigeria alone. It's a tested playbook across Africa, from Libya to Sudan. Popular uprisings are often hijacked, redirected, or outright manufactured. These think tanks often publish scenarios that later look like predictions. The danger is not whether 2026 happens, but that elites, both local and foreign, use such reports as roadmarks." And that's quite a pertinent comment right there, Dr. Abati. But what do you make about David Hundinyi's accusation, bold accusations? We know that David Hundinyi has, he's been quite loud about even the elections, and he is an investigative journalist, and he did put out those reports on X.
Okay, a number of claims there by David Hundinyi. First, to say that the Rockefeller Foundation is a CIA outpost. Well, where is the evidence in that regard? Mm-hmm. Now, John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men, philanthropists in American history, Standard Oil, the whole of that Seven Sisters, oil and gas, then the foundation is named after him to engage and continue with the commitment to philanthropy, which he had begun in his lifetime. Now to say, oh, this is a Central Intelligence Agency that is behind Rockefeller. Well, as we say, who alleges must prove. How do you prove that this is CIA running the foundation? What of other foundations that are in the United States? Two, he also makes the claim that the Rockefeller Foundation, in a report, a scenario narrative, had predicted that Nigeria, will have some kind of revolution in the year 2026. And I think in the post, he provided the evidence in terms of that scenario building. Look, there have been many kinds of scenarios that have been painted about Nigeria. At a time, they said Nigeria was going to implode. Okay? All of us were very nervous. I don't know, it wasn't Rockefeller Foundation then, but maybe some foreign policy journal. At a certain year, Nigeria has not imploded since that time. Some other people did some results. They said Armageddon was coming. In fact, they even put dates to it and said at so hour. All these analysis, they are not automatic. They are not scientific. Yeah. They are not based on empirical evidence. They are at best just postulations. And we don't want Nigeria to implode in 2026. The revolution that whoever is saying will come in 2026, maybe it will not happen. Mm-hmm. And those who are having the wishful thinking and saying that maybe Nigeria will go the way of Nepal, maybe it will not happen. Yeah. So nobody knows the future for certain. All right, finally, he calls Sowore a traitor. Yes. He calls Sowore an American political contractor. Those are very strong claims,
very strong,
which
yes.
are defamatory per se. But I don't think Omoyele Sowore is somebody you need to be his spokesman. He can speak for himself.
Absolutely.
A man who has just announced that the struggle continues, whether on Facebook, whether, out of detention or on the streets. So if Sowore's attention is drawn to this, I know he knows how to design the appropriate response.
Yes.
I don't think it's something he will take lying low, because it's very, tricky, very, funny to label people.
Yeah.
Anybody can give you any label.
Yeah, but
so does he have the evidence?
Great. It's not the first time David Hundinyi is making such allegations.
Does he have the evidence that Sowore is a CIA agent?
That's it.
How is he a CIA agent?
Those are the questions.
He says he wants to be like Bobby Wine.
Yes.
Maybe because he's wearing orange beret.
Yes.
So,
right.
Is that how people become CIA agents?
Those are the questions. I mean, it's out there for the DSS to look at as well. But, you talk about the fact that Nigerians or people have been talking about whether Nigeria might become like Nepal. And you're absolutely right. These are the questions that are out there. And I'll take a reaction to this same story. And this is from Mayowa. I wrote on X, I'm having that conscious feeling that every Western intelligence community funded NGOs with forward operating bases within or outside every capital of the African countries are closely monitoring how the African rebellious demography Gen Z is reacting to the Nepal event. And that's the question out there. Now, Ayo, speaking about Nepal, a startling new video circulating on social media showed the First Lady of Nepal violently seized by protesters amid the political turmoil that has rocked the country for the past week. In the video, the First Lady appears to be forcefully dragged by a group of men, thrown on the floor, yelled at, and even sprayed with water. Witnesses allege that she begged for her release by offering them $1 million, but the crowd rejected her offer. Let's take a look. This was horrible. That woman went through a lot yesterday. So many videos were circulating online, Ayo. But we know that Nepal has been in the middle of a youth-led revolution with thousands of young people taking to the streets to protest allegations of corruption and a social media ban, which has since been withdrawn. At least 30 people have been killed and 200 more have been injured in police clashes, with authorities using tear gas, water cannons, and live bullets on protesters who scaled walls of parliament and other official buildings. Absolutely. Strange things are happening. I mean, like I said, the catalyst for this violent protest was the social media ban. Anything can happen. I'd like your thoughts on the First Lady of Nepal being brutalized in that manner and some of the conversations that have been had so far about Nepal.
Thank you so much. And I'm glad we brought Nepal to, to this table. Now, what's happened in Nepal is very sad and very unfortunate. You see the videos happening, you're wondering if there are really people, citizens of a country, who destroy state assets in such a manner and disgrace and beat up people, as they've done with the First Lady. In fact, they set houses of some politicians on fire, and including the former First Lady, Chakra, who was severely burned, and in fact there were rumors that she passed on, but thankfully she didn't. It's been debunked that she's still alive, but recovering from the burns she sustained by being trapped in the homes. So the headline story for this, the youths are angry. Yes, you talk about this being triggered by a social media ban, but if it were the social media ban that caused this uproar or this outrage, then by the restoration of social media a few days after it was banned, this should have been quelled. But it wasn't. This is because there are deeper issues beyond the social media ban. Nepal is a country that has about 2.27% of people living in poverty, under the poverty line and by global standards. And they've been trying for years to, eliminate this poverty by different structural reforms, social reforms. However, this hasn't yielded much result. However, a few weeks before this protest started, there was a trend going on social media in Nepal. Meanwhile, the penetration of social media is over 30% in Nepal. A lot of people depend on social media for their news, many of them signed on. And the title of that trend was Nepo Kids, Nepo Babies. And it was because of the kids of politicians who were seen to be living luxurious lifestyles which they could not justify or show merit from the jobs of their parents. And so it was infuriating for the poor people in Nepal to watch leaders, political leaders and their children enjoying a lavish lifestyle while they were lingering or languishing in poverty. And this was what they had been riding on. And then the social media ban was a final slap on the face and triggered what started off as a protest by the young people who are called the Gen Z generation in Japan, in Nepal, and now has blossomed into this almost uncontrollable fit of rage. And I can understand the last post you brought up, that we need to watch this because we see this play out in a number of countries where the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Where the rich are getting richer, especially political class, and there's no demonstration of extension of that goodwill to the poor, whereby you even eradicate the middle class. After a while, there's only as much as you can push a people to the wall, especially people who do not have a sense of livelihood or reason to live as a result of the abysmal way that their lives have turned out to be. And so I believe that world leaders should learn from the Nepal example so that the young people do not go to the streets and take matters or laws into their own hands because they feel marginalized, not listened to, and they feel like they are plunged deeper into poverty. It is a sad situation, but it is a reality whereby one day, when the poor have an opportunity to handle the rich who are getting fatter on the wealth of the people, they might not show mercy. And so I feel very sorry for the First Lady. But the truth is that when you also look at it's provocative. People cannot afford to eat one meal a day, yet your children are flying in private jets. They are going abroad. They are showing you eating caviar and eating the best. After a while, the people would protest. But I just want to say that protest is not the way to go. Nepal is going to have to spend a lot of money to restore the state resources. So let's not get to this point. Let us fix our nation so that the young people are not aggrieved or upset enough to get to the streets and behave in such a barbaric manner. But the leaders must fix the nation, must fix its youth and ensure that we don't have to resort to this.
Well said. Very well said, Ayo. I like the fact that you said, about fixing the nation and all of that. The good thing is that now we are seeing that the young people are out there. They're trying to, I've seen some videos of people cleaning out the streets. But my conversation was about the First Lady, though. I heard that, there was a story out there that, she did offer them $1 million, but her husband left her because, I don't know, did you hear that story? Yes, that the husband left her.
A former prime minister.
Well, her husband asked her to come along while they were fleeing from the protest, and she missed her boat, something about that. But, like you said, we need to watch this, really. And we'll follow up on the events in Nepal. Let's go to Abuja now, where angry workers staged a protest at the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs on Thursday. Well, according to the ministry staff, the protesters are alleging that they aren't being treated properly on multiple fronts. The protesters say that since the Minister of Women Affairs, Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, took on the role, staff welfare has deteriorated. They say that they often have to pay the cost for work expenses themselves and have no working materials. Let's take a look.
This woman refused to meet with the staff. We have taken unnecessary steps, a year endurance. The beauty of democracy is to have access to your leader. This woman thinks that she's more special than us. Every Nigerian on the streets is a potential president. She has more than 25%. What we want, if possible, she be posted to another ministry.
She told us that she's not accountable to us, like she's accountable to Mr. President. Like we should not be permanent secretary in anything we.
Well, this protest is now part of a number of demonstrations that have been held at government parastatals this year alone, including retired soldiers and military personnel protesting in front of the finance ministry, while education and health workers have also gone on strike. Well, in the meantime, in Kebbi State, we're getting reports that journalist Hassan Maya Waya Kangiwa was reported to have made the shocking video showing an elderly man lying on a bed frame without a mattress while receiving treatment at the Kangiwa General Hospital has been released from police custody. After his release, he went back to the hospital and made a contribution by providing mattresses, buckets, a kettle, and brooms to the hospital management. I mean, this is actually great news. We did have that picture of the journalist being released. We're going to follow up on that actual conversation. Meanwhile, a new video has emerged showing another hospital, Sir Yahya Memorial Hospital in Birinin, the Kebbi State capital, submerged by flood waters. The person who made the video can be heard complaining about the faulty drainage system and how the unsanitary state of the hospital is endangering the lives of patients. And now also to Kogi State, where a doctor has called for urgent action and justice for the people of Lokoja, highlighting the ruins of the Federal Teaching Hospital Lokoja. The doctor alleges that the hospital's management is victimizing staff who speak up instead of focusing on improving working conditions. Let's take a look.
It is no longer news that healthcare services in FTH Lokoja is very bad. With the absence of several life-saving medical equipment and the breakdown of a lot more, what is more shocking is that the X-ray machine in the hospital has not been functional for the past 8 months. Same thing with the dialysis unit. However, the head of these departments have private hospitals 30 seconds away from the Federal Teaching Hospital and benefits directly from the patients who were supposed to benefit from the public hospital services. This is a direct exploitation of the patients financially, and it goes against the code of medical ethics. The hospital management has gone as far as giving evil employment contracts to its staff, denying them from joining any union membership. Several doctors have reported having miscarriages from the burden of excessive working hours, and even a non-medical staff has lost her life in the same hospital after being on shift for 7 days and was turned away, denying her the right to seek care in the hospital she has dedicated most of her life working due to lack of bed space. Despite the State House of Representatives' intervention, the management continues to victimize any doctor that comes out to speak the truth. This is a total violation of the fundamental human rights of both the doctors and the patients that they serve.
I mean, this is a huge conversation, Rufai.
Welcome to Chammercy News TV.